Welcome to everyone. My name's Kathy. I'm the CEO of Proximity Insight, and really delighted that we are able to still meet virtually, from our customer base around the world. We had an amazing start to the year. So we had our first awards as finalists for Best CRM Solution and Best In-Store Solution with VP Vendor Awards. It was our first US awards that we received. So we were super excited about that. We've onboarded 3 new customers this year, in the process of onboarding a couple of them as well right as we speak. So it's been a busy start to the year, and then obviously we had this, as everybody had, very challenging times in terms of looking at how we then cope with coronavirus and the impact it's had on our business.
One of our key takeaways was that we needed to be spending more time with you as users to understand how you work day to day and what you genuinely need in order to perform at your best and your happiest. We learned so much from the people using this app at our last event, and those learnings have helped us to make this next release, the version 10 that's in the process of rolling out now, and the version 12 even better. And we couldn't have done that without you. So I just really wanted to take a moment to say thank you very much for your feedback, and do keep it coming. It really is helping us to build a better user experience for all of our customers. So we've done some analysis on some consumer behaviour insights. And so unsurprisingly, e-commerce orders are generally up on the rise, but it does vary hugely by the sector. The insights have also suggested that there's been a surge in retail app usage, and that customers are generally opening the general marketing emails at a higher rate to what they were opening prior to the crisis. And so this does appear to be down to the fact that they've got a bit more time on their hands. They're all stuck at home, but they're increasingly looking for ways to combat boredom, and they want that rich and inspirational content and that relationship alongside products and alongside having that excitement of buying something new.
We've really aimed to narrow that gap between inspiration and purchase, so that we're digitizing that personalization of content, helping to bridge the gap between online and in-store experiences, and supporting the omni-channel purchases and services that each of our customers provide. The key thing is really creating those relationships that go beyond the transaction. So the digital black book, as we call it, is a powerful tool that enables various levels of outreach in the channels that customers want to be communicated in, really facilitating that initial and ongoing relationship, allowing us to really get close to our customers and understand them, and really continue on that personalized journey with them. So in regards to some things that our existing customers are doing at the moment, everyone's had a real varied approach to the current crisis. Some have pivoted really quickly and really well. Others have come across some challenges, whether that is their strategy or maybe some IT challenges. But some of the things that we've really seen, Mel mentioned before in a previous slide, is around the open and response rates around email. So we've definitely seen that email open rates have skyrocketed. The personalized communication that our customers, users are sending is always a personalized, tailored email anyway, so typically has a high open rate. But we've seen some of those email open rates skyrocket really up to a huge number, like 80%. And in most cases, the response rates have at least doubled. In some cases, definitely more than that. And for one of our customers, they've had 10% of their online sales have been driven by a small number of clienteling users working from home, who are really sending out that personalized communication, driving the online sales with their customers.
I'm going to talk a little bit about what we've been doing, and because very much focus, as I said at the beginning, I think it really gave us a chance to focus on what we do well and what we could do even better, and to kind of expedite some of those features that we had on our roadmap, to try and really drive that kind of personal connection, and to be able to do that both virtually as well as physically, because we know that the physical experience of meeting people, of having that great memorable moments in store are really important. And I think going forward, even now, even more so, it's all about making every single customer count that comes through that door, and how can you help them, but also how can you reach out to them when perhaps they don't want to be coming to the store. We've seen some of our other customers that have already opened up in Asia are actually seeing increases in sales of plus 40% of where they expected to be, because people have got this kind of pent up requirement to go out and spend and to socially, to sort of like to be out, but they do have to support it through social distancing and being able to facilitate the store around social distancing. So things like our video chat and being able to provide those personalized experience and appointment booking come into their own, really, in terms of reassuring both the staff and customers about how can you shop and how can you still have that experience, but with social distancing it's still in place. And we do feel that that's going to continue, but being able to interact with the customer, to track that through a single place rather through point solutions, through being able to have it in that single place is really key. The personalized services are really important. So again, we've talked a bit about recommendations and doing edits, individual offers, individual rewards, and then the chat and the video. And the payments, the piece, I think, again, so if you're able to have a great video consultation, whether that's beauty or personal styling or home or nursery, if you're able to then finish that payment off by sending the customer a link so that they can pay, then that's hugely powerful, because it takes away all of the friction. They don't have to have another phone call to customer services or go online and create their basket. You can do that with them in the moment, and I think that's the thing that's super important. We've been doing a lot of soul searching and research as well, in terms of looking at how we can help to shape retail in this new era of social distancing. So I think Tom's absolutely spot on. I think we all recognise that whilst it will vary from country to country, and it does vary because of different options in terms of social distancing and in terms of tracking people. So we know that in some of the Asia APAC regions are actually tracking people in terms of when and how often they're being socializing with lots of different people, and then only letting people that are sort of like green into spaces and MAUs, which is really interesting. But there has been, where we've seen some of our brands that have reopened in APAC, then we have seen this real resurgence of people actually wanting to spend. So although there's social distancing still in place, I think it's up to us to be able to support. How do we support people, and while they still social distance and while they still want to continue to spend? There's definitely an increase in clothing sales as we get more towards the reopening phase. There's going to be a need to obviously putting health and safety top of mind, both for customers and for retail employees. So how are we going to be able to limit people in stores, in malls and spaces? Customers are likely not to want to be travelling and commuting and to be in confined spaces. And I think that's, about how do brands start to prepare for that? And that's what's really key. Because we, in some cases, we've got probably 6, 8, 10 weeks before we will be reopening, or we think we will be reopening. But there's every likelihood that will be phased and will take some time to come in terms of to fruition, but also that it will continue for a lot longer than perhaps we expect towards the end of the year. There could be, the World Health Organization has already talked about whether there would be a resurgence. So I think it's absolutely critical that we all kind of put our heads together and work in terms of how we're going to actually look at ways in which you can, what we talked about before, is connect with customers, be able to facilitate sales. So not just, sales, virtual sales, and being able to facilitate payments, which is really key. One of my top topics, which I've always been super passionate about, is actually, if I want to buy something, I want to buy it now. So help me to make that process as seamless as possible and as frictionless as possible, because the minute there's any friction there, then it takes away my, you know, the excitement that I've just had in terms of my wonderful appointment or my wonderful service that I've just received. And then if you make it really hard for me to pay and I have to call someone up, or I have to get, you know, ring online, then you know, go online, then it sort of like breaks the magic.
We've had to reprioritise, but we've really kept our guiding star. You know, the thing that we refer back to again and again and again is that we want to keep stylists and store associates communicating with customers, and it really comes down to that point Kathy made before, like making every single customer count.
So I'm going to walk you through 3 things today. I'm going to talk to you about video chat, around the look or collection builder, and also pay by link. Great, so we obviously now have the audio and visual ability to communicate to a customer via video. And if we look in the bottom right hand corner, first of all, I've got the ability to mute myself. I can also mute the other person. And if we click on the hamburger down in the bottom right hand corner, we see some options here. I can hang up the call, and on the customer side, they can see the same options here with the exception of screen share for now. Jumping into pay by link. So I am on a customer profile. I'm going to just quickly add a few items to my basket, and I'll grab a couple of different items here this time. There we go, grab those ones, and not really beanie weather, but I'll grab one of those anyway, and a wallet. So I've rapidly built myself a cart here. I can then fulfill this purchase by clicking on the purchase link. I would have my cart that I've added for a specific customer. I've opened up the POS, it's redirected me to the mobile POS in this example. I can see the items, the subtotal. We've got the ability here to apply various discounts, you know, loyalty, whether it be a multi buy one get one free offer, or free shipping over a certain amount, whatever it may be. It's a very simplistic example for the purpose of today's demo. I now want to cash out this transaction, so I will go ahead and do that. And that should have hopefully sent a link to my inbox. So I've been sent now, I'm looking at this as a customer. I've been sent my email with my digital receipt, which is a very simplistic receipt in this example. And at the bottom of that, I've got the ability to click a link, which will then redirect me to the payment side. And from here, then I've got, depending on the options that I want to provide, I've got the ability to either pay by credit card or with something like Klarna. I've entered in my details. I go ahead and pay. I get the payment successful message, which will then, as a customer, send me the receipt with my, send me an email with my invoice. So the third and final piece that I wanted to show you today was around our new collection builder functionality. So I'm just going to go ahead and create a new collection here. And I'm going to grab those same 3 items that I grabbed last time. So in this example, I'm going to be sharing some Cartier products. This, as I go through this is still early in development. We will have the ability to grab multiple images from the same product if I wanted to just show highlight one particular product and show maybe the front, back, and detail view of a dress, for example. But this is still a work in progress. I'm doing things manually here. So once I've got my products, I'm going to drop them in as a pre-selected products. Give that a name, and I'll save my collection for now. And then I'm going to jump across to the designer. And this is really the difference between what we do at the moment and the new functionality. So here, when I click on the module, and I will also drop in a product block using the images that I selected previously. And from here, you'll see I've got a number of different options in terms of updating this module. So the background color, I'm going to make my uniform black. And that's okay. The name, I'm going to change the font color to white. Oops. There we go. And likewise for the description. Price, and the button I will make different color with white text. Let's take a look at that. forgot to drop in my profile bio, which I'll put in here. So again, I've got some editable elements here. I can update my profile image, my header, my name, my personalized content. At the moment, we've got the user's phone number and their Insta handle coming directly from their user link, but this will be obviously configurable, so that if you have Instagram, obviously you can drop your Insta handle in there, or if you wanted to put other social image links or whatever you wanted into the profile as well. So I'll go ahead and save that. And as I go back to the details, now I can take a look at this in microsite format. And I've now got a link that I'll be able to share with either one or multiple customers.
Thanks so much for all of your support, and we look forward to continuing to work with us and to building even more exciting features as we move forward. So thanks for your time, and speak to you all soon. Thank you. Bye bye.